So, anyway, so violence can be only when you don't intend to do something good. So, if you intend to do something good, it's not violence. And you have to know what's good, actually, though. You can't just be like, well, it's for his own good. You know, that's BS. You're just BSing yourself. But if you actually just want him to be a better person and to, like, know that this is wrong, or, you know, if your best friend was just, like, is having a rough time and he doesn't want to listen to you, but you know that, you know, he needs to be woken up here and he's depressed, you know, that we can get into a little scuffle here and maybe hurt him a little bit, but you're not going to go too far because you care about the guy. See, so that always limits it. So that's the second criteria to violence. If there's a certain extreme, like we were talking about, so if that's within the boundaries, like I'm not going to give you brain damage trying to punish you or trying to teach you a lesson, you know, then fine. That's okay too. That's not violence, as long as you don't, like, seriously injure the person, you know. There's a certain limit there physically, like that. The body matters, you know. Like you get some people who are like, it's all about what's inside, and it kind of is, but at the same time, you can't neglect the body. You know, we're humans. We're not like floating spirit. We're not ghosts, you know. But at the same time, we're not just bodies. We have wills. We have the free will. You know, we have to think about that and what happens to me, what happens to my will when I do something wrong. So. Yeah. So basically, to sum up, guys, violence is always wrong, but violence isn't just some random, you know, when someone gets hurt. Violence is a very particular kind of action. It's got to be with no good intentions. You don't have to have bad intentions to do something violent, but most of the time you will. Pretty much all the time, if you're going to do something violent, it's always going to be something you chose to do. But every once in a while, one or two people might do something that's violent. I mean, they didn't choose to do it, but they were being negligent. You know, they didn't choose to do it, but they didn't choose not to. They were being irresponsible or something. They hit some kid with their car. You know, there's still something wrong with you. You did something violent, but you didn't necessarily want it to happen, but you allowed it to happen. And so there's that with the intention. And then number two, what happens here in the physical world, how much damage is there? You know, there's a certain extreme that's always going to make it violent. You know, because, again, if it matches up with your intention and you want to make them a better person, you're not trying to hurt them, you're just trying to wake them up. You're trying to get to their will and free their will. You're trying to instruct them, you know, you're trying to help them. You're not trying to hurt them. So, like if you always have a good intention with your punishment or with your correction or with just trying to get through to a friend, you know, this includes shouting, by the way, you know, like, because you know, words can hurt, you know, words can do damage, and so it's the same thing. There's always a certain limit, you know. If you do too much, it becomes like a selfish thing. It's like you're trying to just prove yourself that you're right, being self-righteous. You know, that's not good. You know, you're not trying to help them out. So, yeah. I hope I broke it down well. Like I said, it's lunchtime. I gotta go back to work. So, I mean, this wasn't supposed to be something special. You know, I'm editing this. It's just I thought about this. Thought someone might want to know. So here it is for you guys. I'm out on the street and on the sidewalk. You know, I'm not in some fancy professor office, classroom. So, you know, I'm keeping it real here, guys. Just hopefully maybe you guys can learn something, or just learn to think about these things yourself, because you got to, you know. I mean, if you don't know what's right, you can't do anything. Everything you do is based on something else, and you're a slave to something else, like your circumstance or your emotions, you know. And what are emotions anyway? They're responses to things. So, trying to make your own decisions and base it off of things that make sense. Think these things through, you guys, and keep it real. Next time, I'm probably going to talk about morality, because it's not just about rules. It's real. You know, it's what's real. It's what's up. You know, and it's it's not stupid either. I mean, it makes sense and it helps you out, and it's what America's all about. We're not just about mindless freedom. We're about the quality and the dignity of each human being. That's what individuality is. Because each person matters. That's why you can't go around hurting people. You can't go around, and you should try to help people, and you should try to live like the kind of person who can live up to that sort of thing. So, all right, people, keep it real. I apologize if I zoned out one or two times because, like I said, it's a normal day, and peace be with you, and try not to be violent.